I was at a friend's estate sale and I found this little table kind of as an impulse buy. I just saw it as I was headed out the door and decided I wanted it too. And I honestly pulled this out of my garage thinking this is going to be a quick flip. This one's easy. Sand it, stain it, or whatever, sand it, paint it, whatever it needed. Easy peasy. And not exactly. It had a lot of wear on it. It had been well used in a kitchen, and for that reason it had a lot of grease on it, a lot of scuffs, and before I even started sanding those scuffs out and scratches, I needed to scrub all of the surfaces to get them clean. So first I started with my Dawn Power Wash. And my next attempt was to use Simple Green and the steel wool. And this was a much better outcome. You'll probably notice that I had to move inside for this part because it had started raining on me. And as is the case this summer, it has been raining a lot. So lots of my projects got moved inside, but thankfully Simple Green is okay to use inside. And it is tough on grease, but it has a nice, clean, fresh smell. So that's nice. But you're about to see in real time my surprise on this table, because when I flipped it over, I found this. Now, this is my first opportunity to work on a name brand piece of furniture. So this is a Lane table made by Lane Furniture, and I found out that the serial number of Lane Furniture is actually the date of production backwards. So this dandy little table was produced in 1954. So, in February of 1954. So that was pretty exciting. Now, unfortunately, all of the stains did come out except one little only grease stain on the top. So after sanding and sanding and sanding, I still could not get this one to come clean. So using some Barkeeper's Friend, I scrubbed it down, did the best I could, and continued on sanding. And I had to use this little block of wood and sandpaper to get into those corners because, I don't have a detail sander yet that can do corners. But next it's time for some surgery, so not really. But I do like to use these little syringes to apply glue to the corners whenever I need to do repair work. So applying that glue, clamping it down, and continuing on. Sanding. Here we go. Now I am so ready to get some stain on this table, but I did my research. I wanted to really do a good job with this one, and I really wanted to restore, not just refinish. And so what I found would be helpful is to make sure to get all of the dust off from sanding, and before applying stain was to apply this pre-stain to condition the wood to get it ready for the stain. And I found this to be a very fun application process. It applies a lot like a wood stain, and the directions say that you do need to stain within a certain time frame of applying the wood conditioner. So I needed to make sure, I think it was like 2 hours within the time that you use the pre-stain. So after applying all of that pre-stain, I was not exactly loving the color, and I am glad that I decided to go with the dark walnut color. However, I am changing my ways. I have decided poly plus stain is not for me. It was really hard to apply evenly to this piece and not make a big mess. And so I decided I'm going to just use stain with the poly coat from now on. Because this was some serious work. So what do you think of this? This is the dark walnut, and I really do love the color that it turned out. Sanding, of course, between coats with a very fine 600 grit sandpaper, and then going back for a second coat of the stain. And just to remind you, here's how she looked before, and here is how she turned out. I think this really is returning her to her original glory, and I hope whoever gets her finds her to be just a sweet little table to serve the purposes in their house, and that they enjoy this little piece of history.